We all have our favorite stops on 35. For me, it's exit 353 in West Texas, home of Slovaceks. It's an unbelievable place that you have got to check out with me. You know, one of the things that West is most known for is the way they embrace the Czech heritage in all things Czech. From kolaches to sausage rolls to amazing cuisine. I like to call Slovaceks the Czech oasis. Why? Well, first of all, they've got these goofy palm trees. And second, what they've got inside is truly amazing. Come on.
Welcome to Slovaceks.
Jak smash? Well, from what I've been told, that means how are you in Czech. You know, we learned a lot of things as we went through the design process at this. I learned the word hanyak. It took me a week before they told me what that was, and they kept calling me a hanyak. Well, come to find out, it really means jackass, and so that's what they were calling me for a week, and I didn't know. Go figure. But how do you blend Czech with Texas? Well, I think barbecue is a great way to start. And when it comes to Slovacek, their sausage is amazing. You know, Slovaceks was founded in 1957. Also happens to be the year that I was born. Greatness? I think so. But what you can get here is not only the Slovacek sausages that you see right here, but you can get stuffed tenderloins, armadillo eggs, you know, just some amazing food. Pivo is Czech for beer. Beer is obviously something very important in our industry, and at Slovaceks, they do a lot of sales in beer. But what you'll see throughout the design is a lot of sustainable materials. We actually recycled and reclaimed quite a few of the materials from the previous building. But most importantly to Paragon was that we recycled all of these beers. You know, we've been all over this store, and finally, Tim, how are you?
Yes, doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. You know, first of all, I just wanted to say that we had more fun working on this project than any other store that I can remember. So thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
And I also wanted to congratulate you one more time on the award, the 2014 CS News Design of the Year.
We actually put it out in the middle. People asked about it, so I mean, we got good feedback. So.
That is totally cool. You know, I got to ask you just a couple questions if you don't mind. First of all, what was the biggest challenge that you faced in doing this project?
The biggest challenge of actually knowing what we wanted, you know, and that's where you guys helped us, you know. Set something out because I was all over the place as usual, just like you said earlier. Right. So it helped us.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, you know, is there anything looking back now that you would do differently?
You know, no. What I liked about it is we gave some elements that we did like whether it was brick or stone or slower, and everything has turned out really nice. I mean, it's just by the people all coming in and say they just love it, you know, and that's the big thing. I don't think there's much of a change.
You know, it's funny you say that, and yet we're actually in the process of a remodel of a store that's a year old. How does that happen?
That means it was a success.
Well, okay, so sales are good.
Sales are good.
But you're finding opportunities even today.
Right. We're finding places that what we thought wouldn't be as busy, they're getting busier. So we're evolving to those areas.
Like what?
Like in the seating for the restaurant, the deli part of it, where we started with sandwiches, is now going more to barbecue. So instead of just trying to hold that back, we're letting it go. So we need more seating. The people are not taking and running. They want to eat here. So that's what we're having to do, is enclose an area that makes sense.
And customers keep it flowing. Getting in the way. It's amazing.
It's, you know, you gotta love them.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that I've noticed. You know, I come down, every time I go down 35, I stop in, and it's like a whole new store. You're constantly fiddling with the merchandising. What's your philosophy there?
And you hate to say if it feels good, do it, but I mean, that's what we've been doing a lot. We've been having fun. We have found that if the customers are laughing or are walking around enjoying themselves, they're gonna buy. It's giving that home feel to it.
So it's really what your personality is reflected in what you're doing inside.
I think a lot of it is, because we don't get too stodgy or too thing. We say let it roll.
Because you're kind of a fun dude.
Most days.
when the stress isn't getting you too bad.
Right,
Yeah, okay,
right.
well, cool.
Stress is a lot less nowadays.
Hey, could you take me around the store and show me some of your favorite spots, some of the things that you just want to show off?
A big thing for the people, the yogurt area really has turned out way past what I thought it would. Just personalizing that, especially since Laura works for me. You know, she's worked for 15 years. That's her when she was 4 years old. I mean, the meat market itself, it's not a regular meat market. Just a feel. We have the old things in it. It feels good.
Now, what is the most popular item in the meat market?
The armadillo eggs.
You know, I have had those so many times. I can totally understand this.
Right.
You know, they're pretty awesome.
Right, and then the pepper jack snack sticks have to be a close second.
Really?
Right.
You know, they look great, but that surprises me because you've got such awesome cut meat. And like the boudin stuffed tenderloin is another one of my personal favorites.
It's good, it's very good, but when you talk about quantity, everybody has to have these other things. You know, they have to have the snack stick, they have to have the armadillo eggs, and of course we sell lots of sausage. So that's our mainstay, always has been.
Yeah, good traveling food.
So the bakery area, there's no one comes in here without going to the bakery. We've had lines all the way to the restroom on some days, and that's a good thing. You know, we don't want that all the time, but
you know, one of the things that I think is unique in your bakery selection is your homemade sandwiches. You know, a lot of people will wrap them up, put them in an open case, but you have a different philosophy, the way you have them full serve, and they look amazing. What are you thinking?
Well, this is what I'm thinking. Do you really want somebody else fondling your sandwich? You know? I mean, that sounds bad, right? But, I mean, it's service. If they have any questions, a person can say, this is what we put on it. We make it every day, fresh. We serve almost 800 sandwiches a week right now. So it's different. I would have told you at first, let's put them in the case, and we did try in the case, but we did not sell near what we sell when we put them back behind the glass. And we have
And I think that kind of goes back to, you know, your personality and your service-minded approach. I mean, you have a lot of people working here, taking care of a lot of customers.
Right, we do, and it takes that. I mean, you can't go bare bones. You've got to be able to commit the people to help. It's changed now. Customers expect service. And let's face it, someone will never be happy, but you try your best.
Yeah, and that's the biggest change. You know, it's no longer the Coke, Smokes, and Twinkies. Not when you're doing amazing food like you're doing, both here and the bakery and the meat market. I mean, that's all about service.
We have, between the deli, the bakery, the meat market, and the gift section, we're doing over 75% of our business. And we know if we can keep it above that, we're doing well, because the margins are all higher.
And we haven't even talked about the gift section yet, and yet that's some of the coolest, funniest. That's what gets people laughing to me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Of course, we're going to have something that everybody has, but we try to carry things also that are unique. So we source them from different places. We go as far as building some of our own displays, you know, out of old grocery store things from be able to hold candles, you know.
Roughly how many different vendors do you need to put together this kind of awesome display?
I would say we have probably around 80 vendors, different vendors.
And growing every day, right?
And growing every day, but we're keeping fresh. We've already lopped off some, you know, and we see that we will bring them back in a year or so, because you don't want to see the same thing over and over. It's the same thing.
That to me is amazing, because so many times people want to take the easy way out, one or two vendors, and, you know, trusting one vendor to bring all your stuff in. That just doesn't work anymore, does it?
No, it doesn't. We have good relationships with our vendors, but we always have to be careful, and we have to say, look, we have to have different things. It's variety is what people are looking for. People are talking about, if you need a last-minute gift, stop at Slovacek's. And being on the interstate even helps us, because if they're going to grandma and they figure, I forgot something, they can get something from the bakery, something from the meat market, or the gift.
You know, Tim, this has been wonderful, and I want to thank you for that. But you made a statement earlier that you have tried on every one of the hats on this rack.
Yes, that is true.
Now, I don't believe it, but, you know, just to call you on it and give it a try.
You're going to have to put one on too, but I think this one's more appropriate for you.
You know, I think you're right. I'm
Okay.
going to go with it.
Okay. There
So,
we go.
You know, I got to say one thing. Slovacek means
I love you in sausage.
Thank you.